gonna prune up this tangerine tree pretty good today. It's pretty tall and kind of going too much of one way. And we have branches that are touching and rubbing, and that can create cuts for diseases to get in. And then just a bunch of dead stuff that can be easily broken off and taken off. And so any crossing branches, we're just gonna kind of remove those. Try and clean this tree up best we can. It's pretty windy, hopefully you're able to hear something, and then we're gonna cut up some cacao in a little bit too, and they just came out, so we'll get into that in a little bit. Okay. Oh. Whoops. No, they're good. Oh, you. Let's do like that.
Yeah, you can just do layers.
Okay. A little tiny bit on this bean.
Tiny little batch of.
Well, I'll add it to the rest of the ones we have.
Is there a rock I can put on this?
Yeah, the corner. This is one of the ones that's been touching this branch. Plus it's rubbing right here and getting really tall. I want to keep kind of this growth here, but this one just goes straight up and has no branches here, so. It's a pretty big one to cut down, but it's got to be done. A lot of good growth, but I need this tree to be a little more tight and not as tall. We're about to build a new thing right here, a new tiny home, and it's gonna get in the way. And I waited for all the tangerines to finish out the cycle, so might go a little bit of shock this year, but hopefully it'll put out a ton of new growth and kind of conform to a little easier of a size for us to pick fruit from and stuff. So got a couple more to do kind of up there. So. To it. Alright, I did switch over to this because it was getting too slow. Just cut through some of these big ones. Not sure if you can see, but I've cut down about half the tree, which is a pretty big pruning, but is also probably the only real pruning this tree has ever got. And so the goal is for it to be a little bit more bushy so that we can easily get the fruit. You know, it shouldn't be more than 5 feet out of reach, so we can very easily use a picker. Whereas this one was getting like 10 to 15 feet out of reach, and it was just going to get further next season when they put more fruit on. So I'm just going to go in with my pruners. I'm done with this, and clean up any of the little crossing branches and dead stuff. There's quite a bit of dead stuff in here that I didn't even realize, and that's why you do it. So. Alright, well, it's proper getting dark now, and this tree looks kind of funny, a little funky now, but this had to be done. It was kind of sad having those big pieces come off, but now I'm kind of happy. It looks like it's going to grow the way that we need it to, instead of just grow and be robust. Now it can actually kind of thrive and not have so many things that are touching and growing into each other. It has good direction now. And so by hopefully putting all the little cuts in certain spots, it will put the nutrients at the very end of that branch and then grow into the little offshoot that will go in the direction that we actually wanted it. So yeah, well, we usually get 2 a year, so maybe we'll just forfeit one so it puts into new growth, and then we'll get a really good one the next year. And we'll be able to pick it all just by hand, you know, not have to use a picker. So
I wanted to show you what I want to do with the chicken.
okay, well, that's it for tonight. Well, Emily's going to show me plans for the chicken coop, so we'll start dreaming on that one. Alright, well, I just checked the temperature. Maybe like the first 5 to 10 days it was holding at like 160, and now we're getting a lot closer to like 110 in the middle. Granted, my probe is only like 5-6 inches long. I think it needs to get hotter. I added some of that lactobacillus bacteria in here to hopefully help with the breaking down process. But I think I need to get a cover to trap it all in. I don't know if anyone has any more tips about how to improve this process. I know it would be ideal if I had a second compost bin right next to this that I could easily just transfer over the mulch, but for now I'm just transferring the first like two feet or so into this wheelbarrow and then filling it back up again, just to hopefully get the stuff that's on the outsides to go into the middle so it has equal chance to break down. The moisture content looks good. Looks fairly wet. And things definitely have gotten smaller and more broken down. Granted, I could have chopped them up a lot more to start with, but I don't know. It's the first time I'm taking composting serious. Alright, so what I did was took all the stuff out of the middle and put it in here, and then I pulled from the sides and pushed that into the middle. Now I'm going to put what was in the middle before around the sides and on top. So, should be cycling it through. Alright, well that's about it for this week. It's been pretty overcast and we've been kind of going back and forth between being sick. It's also been pretty windy, which poses its own difficulties for filming, not particularly for gardening, but for filming for sure. But this week pretty much just been turning this, pruned up the tangerine tree, planted a couple little seedlings. Yeah, it's been kind of a slow week. Been working on a project more inside the house with our headboard for our bed. So there's been stuff in there which I don't really like to film. For just filming garden stuff and stuff outside. So just gonna get this all wet since I've just aerated it and got a lot of the moisture out in the air. Help it soak again and hopefully keep a good amount of moisture so that it continue to break down. And I'm looking to get a cover for this, like a tarp, or maybe just I'll put a piece of plywood on top of this, just something to kind of trap in what's happening, and so no other like bugs and things come and lay their babies in here. So appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys next week with hopefully some more projects. I know we've got an endless supply of things to do, so there'll never be a shortage of stuff to film and document, and it's a fun part of keeping track of what's happening in our garden. So see you guys then.